By now, most of us are aware about the debate that happened a few days ago between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Let me correct myself. It was between Donald Trump and ABC and Disney and mainstream media. That's how it's been for the last few years, if you've been paying attention. But this debate made so many things visible. If you were paying attention, a couple facts. The moderators, they kept cutting Donald Trump off. They kept fact-checking the truth he was saying and then informing us misinformation, giving us lies, making him look like he's lying. They kept giving Kamala Harris preferential treatment. After all, that's the candidate that they're endorsing. Donald Trump willingly went into fire. He walked into it. He knew what was going to happen. It's ABC after all. And he did a good job of remaining calm and composed throughout the debate, knowing that he was cornered, that they were going to make him look bad. They were going to make Kamala Harris look good. Another fact, in case you were not aware, one of the moderators was also Kamala Harris's sorority sister. There's a lot of things that we're not privy to as the public. And then on top of that, we had Taylor Swift, who went on to endorse Kamala Harris because she's done our homework for us. We don't need to do our own research. We don't need to think for ourselves. She knows what an average American needs and is struggling in this day and time. I'm not saying all of us are struggling, but an average American. You know, with their mortgage prices, with grocery bills going up, gas, all of that. She only lives in a mansion and she only has private jets. But we should trust her to do our homework. Again, they're catering towards their audience who is unable to think for themselves. Their audience who is easy to manipulate and influence for their own agenda. That's why it's so critical for us to look at everything that is presented, not see things as we want them to be. Yeah, it would be easier for us to say, yeah, somebody's telling me the truth and that's what it is, right? No, we need to take some time to reflect the information that is presented to us. And it's high time many of us have realized mainstream media does not inform us of news. They just give us lies. If you want to know the news, you got to go to social media. You got to go to those truth tellers. Even with truth tellers, you need to discern, but you need to go through those and figure out what is actually happening in the world these days. Mainstream media is funded by the people who are the ones that are putting out their agendas, that want to hypnotize us and program us to think a certain way so that we're all robotic. That's pretty much what we saw in 2020. That's when I had my awakening and I was like, what is going on? I haven't watched mainstream media news for over a decade. I get my news straight from Twitter or X or Instagram, Truth Social. Those are my sources of information. And even then, we saw in 2020 how many of our platforms that were for us to share information were censoring the truth. That's precisely what they want. They don't want us to know the truth. They want us to be so easily gullible to fall for their tricks and take what they give us as their solution. But again, that's why it's so important for us to say, okay, let me look at what is being presented to me. We're in an information war. Look at the credibility of the source that's providing you the information. Do some of your own homework, and it's not going to be found in your first Google search. Even some of the big tech companies are compromised if you're not aware. That's not going to be told. And the masses are easily manipulated because guess what? They want the latest technology. They want the latest gadget because it makes them look cool. Just like believing what Taylor Swift tells us is cool. I'll end it off with, have you heard her songs? She usually talks about how she picks the wrong guy. She's picking the wrong guy for the presidential candidate, just so you know. Do your own homework, question everything.